Hi, I'm Todd.
And I'm his daughter, Victoria.
And welcome back to our channel.
Today we're going to be making for you some delicious caramelized Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts?
I know.
Again?
I know. He never thought he'd like Brussels sprouts, but wait
It's
till
true.
you try this recipe.
All right.
It's really good because we're going to have caramelized onions, lemon zest, lemon juice, white wine. Hello, what could be better?
Those ingredients sound
I know.
amazing.
And don't forget the star ingredient.
The Brussels sprout?
That too, little buddy. But I was thinking the pancetta.
Oh, you know, pancetta or bacon makes everything better, right?
Absolutely. So let's show you how it's done.
Okay.
Let's get started. So while the pan's getting nice and warm for us, we're going to show you the ingredients here. I already cleaned the Brussels sprouts and just simply cut them in half. You want to get the smallest ones you possibly can. Then we have pancetta, or like Dad said, you can also use bacon that you would just slice up nice and small. And I sliced up an onion here. We have lemon zest, fresh thyme, 2 pats of butter. We have our yummy fresh olive oil, and then a white, this is actually a bio or an organic white wine from a Abruzzi. It's delicious. So that's what we're going to be using today, and we'll show you how we do it. So we're going to simply start with the pancetta, or bacon if you're using bacon. Like I said, small pieces because you want it to get nice and crispy. So we're just going to lay this flat in the pan, and we'll show you the progress as it comes along with cooking, but you don't need to add any oil or anything because all the fat's going to cook down and get this nice and crispy, just like bacon. As you can see, the pan's heating up nicely and they're starting to cook. Not done yet though, guys, because we want them to get nice and crispy, but they're coming along beautifully. And oh, that smells good. Again, when I wish we had smell-o-vision, right, Dad?
I know.
The funny thing is, I know you're going to get a kick out of this, folks, but he doesn't even like bacon. I hate to tell on you. But pancetta, that's a different story.
Well, let's just say I don't crave bacon.
I know.
But I
think
like
you're one of the only Americans who does not love bacon or crave bacon.
I know, that's true.
But this is just so good. I can't remember how easily accessible it is to get pancetta in the States. But if you can, it's well worth it. Okay, so at this point you can see how they're starting to get nice and crispy. So there's 2 different ways you can do this here. Now you could add your Brussels sprouts in there and cook it all together. Or you can do what I'm going to do today, and we're going to finish letting these cook into nice crispy nuggets, then take them out and then cook the Brussels sprouts and then incorporate them together later. So whichever you choose. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? So see how the bacon, or not bacon, pancetta is nice and brown? Perfect, because we're going to still be cooking this a little bit more. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take it out and then we're going to do the onions. All right, so now we're going to add the onions. You want these to really nicely caramelize. I love caramelized onions. I don't know if you're like me with that.
Okay, now I love the smell. This is really, really good. The caramelized onion smell.
And this is going to pick up all the yumminess from the bottom, believe it or not. So once these get just a little bit, I'm going to put in the Brussels sprouts. Just a second or so. Okay, because we did them thin. If you did them a little bit thicker, you'd cook them for a couple minutes without the Brussels sprouts. We're going to add the Brussels sprouts in there. And if it sheds a leaf or 2, that's okay, because those pieces are going to get nice and crispy, almost like the bacon. So in a few minutes, we're going to let this cook, and the onions are going to produce a little bit of liquid, so you don't have to worry about putting any olive oil in yet. So we're going to let this cook for just a second, and then we'll show you the next step. So now that the onions have been sweating for a little bit, now we're going to add our butter here. And we're going to do just a little drizzle of olive oil. Yum. Meld that all together. Just because you want to get that nice crispiness. You want to cook those Brussels sprouts, but also get them golden and caramelized along with the onions. Once we start to get a little bit of a caramelized, then we're going to deglaze with the white wine and lemon. Perfect. So now we'll let that cook. So now that those are sauteing nicely, I'm gonna add the lemon zest. This is the zest of 1 lemon. I wanna add it now because as it's caramelizing, it'll really infuse the flavor in there. You can already smell it just toasting away. I do like to do that before I add any of the liquid of the wine or the lemon juice because, like I said, it toasts and really infuses everything with that. You wouldn't think that makes a huge difference, but it does. Now I'm gonna add the fresh thyme right from Mom's garden. Yum. Goes really well with the lemony flavor too. Work that in. As you can see, some of the Brussels sprouts are already starting to get nice and caramelized. That's what we want. Oh, it smells so good. So now that you can see it's starting to get nice and caramelized there, what we're gonna do is now we're gonna deglaze the pan with a little bit of lemon juice. Hear that sizzle, yum. And a little bit of our white wine here. If you want, you can just do one or the other. You don't have to do both, but I like the mixture of the white wine and the lemon. Oh, it smells so good. So we just add a little bit of pepper and a little touch of salt. You don't need too much. We're adding the pancetta back in. If you did not use pancetta or bacon, then you would add some salt in here. Another thing I like to mention too is you can add a little bit of hot pepper if you like a little bit of kick. And also this is a great side, or if you want to extend this into a full meal, you can just toss this simply with some pasta. And it's really quick and easy pasta dish full of flavor.
Now this is the star ingredient, right, Victoria?
It is. Fold that back in. Smells so good.
I have to admit, it actually looks good too.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that after we added the white wine and lemon, it really deglazed the pan, meaning it made these nice and golden brown, as you can see. And that's really what you want, because that adds a nice flavor to it. Or as Dad would say, it hides the cabbagey Brussels sprout flavor. Good disguise, right, Dad?
Well, yes, but I do agree that I do have acquired the taste of Brussels sprouts now that you've been cooking these different recipes. So
you know what's funny is I actually converted someone in the States too.
See?
She hated Brussels sprouts because, you know, her mother always made them either boiled or just gross. And then I'm like, well, just at least once try mine. And I got her to, and now she's hooked. She even orders them when she goes out to restaurants.
That's too funny.
I know. All right, so we're just gonna let these maybe a minute or two more, and then we'll be done. I'm just gonna flatten them out so they finish getting a little crispy coating on the bottom, almost like you're making a paella or a polenta here, and then we'll be done. So this has been cooking for another about 2 minutes. Watch what has happened. I'm just gonna simply flip it over. Look at that. Yum. So that's the crust I'm talking about. You're gonna get that nice, crispy, lumptious. Oh, yum.
When it does that, the flavors really meld and get just yummy.
Yeah, it really enhances and enriches the flavor, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, those little thin pieces I said would get crispy, they did. And then the other Brussels sprouts, they get like that nice crunchy coating. Yum!
When are you going to try it?
Well, I'm thinking you're not going to want to burn your mouth, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this off right now. And we're gonna let these cool, and I'll give them one final toss, and then we'll try them and let you know what we think. Finally finished, and wow, it smells and looks so good.
I have to agree.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I am too.
I mean, I'm impressed you think it smells good.
Oh, I mean, it does. It looks good. And it smells really
I
good.
know. All right, so should we try them?
All right, let's do it. I'll
want
let
me
you
to
try it first. I'm just teasing you.
Oh, I want to get a little bacon, a little onion, a little Brussels sprout.
All right. That's really good.
Yum. Like I said, I love this toss with pasta even. So good.
Ooh, especially with a lot of cheese.
His favorite ingredient, cheese.
No, but I have to agree. This has a lot of flavor, and it really would go well with pasta. So.
But it also goes really well with different roasts that you're doing. Goes really great with mashed potatoes too.
But this has a lot of flavor by itself.
I know, but I'm saying it's a side for with, fall or winter dishes. So,
Really
yeah.
good.
But we're gonna enjoy this for now.
Yes, we are.
I hope you try it. We'll put the recipe down below. If you have any questions or comments, write them on there and we will respond. But we're gonna enjoy this and we'll say ciao for now.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.